Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Rushdown Radio. So this episode is going to be talking about the Marvel series and where it stands and hopefully the future of it, if there really even a future to begin with. My personal journey with Marvel all started when I was little. I think I was like 9 or 10, and I think I saw X-Men Trinity of the Atom in the video game magazine. Like, ooh, what's that? That looks really cool. Like, that's Iceman doing like crazy stuff. And I'm like, where can I play this? And as a 9-year-old, when I was living, I didn't have much money, so the only way I could even play a lot of these games, I think I didn't even play Trinity of the Atom in arcades. My first Marvel game I ever played in actual, like, I think actually in an arcade was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Like, that was my first time playing it, and it was so incredible. Like, I couldn't even imagine. I can't even describe the feeling I had when I was 9 or 10 years old playing X-Men vs. Street Fighter in arcade. It was just so. And then watching people who were much older than me playing it and like doing all these crazy like infinites and stuff, it was just magical. Like, it's like, oh my god, this is so cool. I wish I could just play this at home though, because I don't have access to get to these arcades really. So it was really tough growing up. It was not easy. I think it wasn't until X-Men vs. Street Fighter was really hard to get, and I think when it came out on console, it was pretty crappy. It was not a good port. So yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom was probably the first time we got a really amazing arcade perfect. Well, I don't want to say perfect, but we got an arcade style port of one of the Versus games, and that game was great. I love Marvel 1. Marvel vs. Capcom 1 was incredible, but when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out, oh my god, you don't understand how, oh my god, I was just too hyped for this game. Like, I was just, everything about this game was perfect to me. Like, I spent, like, the first time I got this game for Dreamcast, I spent a good 6 hours in training mode with Psylocke, Jill, and Morgan. I spent so much time. I was spending so much time trying to learn Psylocke combos. I had watched people play it at this arcade called The Tilt in Ford City in Chicago back in the 90s. Well, no, late 2000s. No, it was early 2000s. And I was like, oh my god, that combo looks so cool. I just kept seeing people play it. I'm like, I need to do that. So I spent so much time playing that game. Marvel 2 is still one of my favorite top fighting games ever. And unfortunately, that was the end of the relationship between Capcom and Marvel for a long time. In between that time, we did get TVC. So happy for this game. The main issue with this game was on the Wii, the wrong console. I think this game would have probably been a staple for a long time if it was on the right console. If it was on PS3 and Xbox 360, this game would have been like, it would have sold so much more. I don't know why they had exclusivity deal with Nintendo. Nintendo is not a fighting game like company outside of Smash. Smash is Nintendo's fighting game. If it's not that, it's just like not gonna work, and this game just suffered so much because of it. I mean, it sold probably enough to what they needed, but that was just it. So then we get to the main event, and that's when we get Marvel vs. Capcom 3 finally gets revealed. I think that was in 2010. I think it was 2010. Actually, it came out in 2011. No, I think I announced in 2009. I think it came out in 2010. And then I know the extra DLC came out in 2011. Okay, trying to get the timeline right. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. So, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, this is when we see the relationship between Capcom on the center stage, because social media was really important, and it definitely helped people understand what was going on with the games. Communication between Capcom was way more plentiful. We got to understand the game a lot more. We got like more, just more information, because at the time when Marvel 2 came out, the only thing we had was like video game magazines and word of mouth. Whereas this, now we had the internet was really booming and popping, and social media was a big deal. So now we got to see a lot more of how a game was handled in the social media era of video games. And for the most part, I think they did pretty well until Ultimate Marvel came. They had that new DLC pack, which I was really upset about. Like, it was like not even, I think it was like 8 months later, they had a new like whole disc you had to buy, and I was so mad. I'm like, why you guys do this? Like, if you knew you were gonna come out with more characters, I'm pretty sure all that stuff was planned. You knew you were gonna come out with a whole new game. Just why did you even come out with a $60 game and then come out later with like 12 new characters and stuff? I was just upset. So I think it was at some point I think what was it? Marvel took off all their games off PSN and Xbox Live. Like all of their Marvel games, where all their Marvel and Capcom related games were taken off completely. And it was like, what's going on? Like, they were just like, oh my god, this is probably the end. This is probably the last game we're ever gonna get. And then suddenly a bright shining beacon of hope came, and we got Marvel versus Capcom 3 Ultimate on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One announced. I'm like, oh, so there's still a relationship, great. And then we got the announcement, Marvel Infinite, and this is when things went awry. Initially, everybody was hyped. I was hyped. I remember where I was when I first saw the announcement. I was at a retreat, and even though I wasn't supposed to have my laptop and stuff, I brought it out and I got to working because I was like, this is a big deal. And after that, that's when problems just kept coming up. It was presentation, like that first, and then that demo was so trash. Like, why are you going with this demo? Like, you want to see the story mode because people like story mode. Like, no, that's not why people play Marvel vs. Capcom. But anyway, we got the story demo that was trash, and I didn't really get psyched for the game until I was able to play it at at Evo last year, which is probably one of my favorite memories of all time, because I got to meet Yoshi Ono, and he signed my poster, which is up there. And of course, you can see in the back, I have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the special edition. I even have the stupid, like, Infinity eggs, which look like trash. Like, that was, oh god, that was another thing. Those Infinity Stones look like freaking Easter eggs. Like, I remember somebody put on Facebook, like, Happy Easter, and had the Infinity box. Oh. Anyway, so I was on board with the gameplay, but there were just a lot of forces against this game. Like, Chun-Li's face was a big contention, and just like every character looked like trash. A lot of characters like trash. Like a lot of Capcom side, especially like Dante looked like trash. Ryu, the textures on the bodies look weird. But one thing that they did get right, at least to me, and maybe it's a lot of other people who still play it, the gameplay was really good and engaging. Like, you got so much like freedom to just do whatever you pretty much wanted. Like, you could just make up the sickest, craziest, dumbest like setups and stuff, and it was cool. The gameplay was really amazing, and it had a great foundation. It's just that they were pushing the wrong stuff. They were worried about the wrong things. No one cared about the story mode, and that we're pushing that because Marvel was like, we need to put a story mode because we write comic books. Who cares? Like, no one wants your stupid story mode. I mean, I gave it a chance and it was trash. Like, and Marvel was not really great at writing stories. It was late anyway. Like, why didn't they get like Michael Bendis or I don't know, Huckman or something? Like, they have these writers and they could just like, hey, could you write us a story for this game? No, I don't know who wrote this story. Whoever wrote this story, I'm sorry, but you are trash for this story, man. You need to go back to 101 English and like figure out better ways of like creative writing, because this is garbage. Like, this is just not even on. Anyway, so we have that. We have the story mode. This is garbage. Presentation is garbage. Roster is just like, oh god, a mixed bag. And all of these things around it. And it's like people are trying to say, hey, the gameplay is good. And rightfully so it is. But it's really hard to get past the fact that how it looks and the roster being trash and just overall so many aesthetic things just look wrong. And none of it really got addressed. I mean, some things as far as like the way characters look got addressed through DLC, because I just noticed that a lot of DLC costumes look better than the original models. But you know, that was just that was a smart idea. Let's make the characters in the game like trash and then give them cool costumes you can get if you pay money. That was just like, I don't know who decided that. Smart idea, because it worked on me, because I definitely bought a lot of costumes, because man, some of the costumes were really good for some of the characters. But so yeah, and then we get to like the end of like all the DLC. Everything comes out. The game is pretty much at its, I feel like it's at its end right now. Like, haven't been any type of like communication by Marvel about this game at all. Like, they're at C2E2 right now, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to say anything about this game. I actually might ask them, hey, what about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Are you going to do anything about that? You know what? If I do get a chance to ask questions, if I go to that panel, I'm going to definitely ask that. But anyway, so now Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite may be at its very end. Like, this could be the very last game. The fact that it so poorly has such a poor reception, has such, bad press, we could probably be waiting another 10 years for the game to come out, and that makes me super sad. Like, I love this series a lot, and to say that this is the end, it just feel like it just went out with a pop, like not even a bang. And yeah, that's the end of that. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is the end of the Marvel's Capcom series? Do you think Marvel's gonna like, hey, we got new content? Do you think there's gonna be, is there hope for this game or this series, or is it just completely done? Is the dream dead? Is the dream dead? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you next time.